So when I was doing my masters, I used to do part-time job teaching in Egerton University. That is between 2012 and 2011. I also, as I told you, I joined the Kenya Wildlife Law Enforcement Academy in Manyani, where we did a paramilitary course for a period of 9 good months. After that, I was then posted in Watamu Marine Project.
Are you a preacher?
I'm not a preacher. Sorry.
Just relax.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We want to know who you are, because supplementary questions will inquire. So just go slowly.
Thank you. So, after completing my paramilitary course in the Kenya Wildlife Law Enforcement Academy, I was posted in Watamu Marine Protected Area as the deputy warden, where I served for a period of 3 good years. Then I left to go and pursue my PhD. I know there will be a question, why did you leave there? So another job experience that I had is I've been working with the company. It's a company as an environmentalist, whereby I was there to act as, to monitor, my responsibility was to monitor the impact of the project. This is a project of water piping in Watamu and Gede there. So between 2020, 21 and March 2022, I used to work there for some short period of time. I also worked as a consultant for Wildlife Conservation Society. It's an international organization, but it also has an office here in Mombasa. And in this one, I was working in the capacity of small-scale fisheries consultants, whereby we were developing the management plans for 3 beach management communities in the south coast part of Kenya. And the first one was Mukwiro, Vanga, and Jimbo. And as I talk currently, I'm attached to Kodio East Africa. There I'm a researcher, marine researcher. We dive and do all that kind of works in terms of doing the research to see how things are working there. Academic, accomplishment in terms of publications. I have got 11 publications, where out of those 11, 5 I'm the first author, and the rest second or third author in that one. I'm also a peer review for scientific journals. If you are among like in the field of science and you want to publish papers, send it probably to any journal. It may end up in my desk and I'll be reviewing it for it to get published. I also, when I was doing my PhD, I was awarded outstanding award of the year because I had so many publications and I got that award. I was the excellent student for the year award 2018 and 2019, and even 2019 and 2020. So I think, have I really exhausted everything, or do I still have time so that I can?
Yeah, you have time.
Yeah.
The one who can direct what.
Sorry, through the chair.
The rest are side show.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
I would wish to know who is the owner of this one.
Which one is that?
You have provided us with this document. Trees Higher Education Loans Board Compliance Certificate. Is this yours?
Yeah, that one is mine.
Okay, I beg you, officers, can you assist him to share with us where his name is indicated in that form? Because we want you to exhaust everything. Share us where your name is printed.
I got this one, in fact, yesterday at Huduma Center, because I realized the one which I had, it had expired, I think.
Okay, we want to know that one. I want to know where your name is. Just read where it was written. Peterson.
Yeah, sure. This are really, like, it really, I didn't look at it. And I think I'll need to confirm with them, and they will make like a call. confirm. But I got this one yesterday in Huduma Center.
Are you aware that the document you have provided the committee?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it, but I didn't check on the name.
Because you are the one who is going to go through our publications in those journals. Yes, we do. Is that the kind of work we are doing?
Not really, not really. I'm so thorough. But you see, I used to be human being, and I really acknowledge I didn't have a look at it. Because there is another document, the previous one which I provided in this house, I remember, because I sent my CV, it had my name there. So when I got this one yesterday, I thought it also had my name. I didn't go into detail to have a look at it and see what it contained.
Okay, when did you get your last credit reference bureau?
When I did
your certificate?
My certificate,
Yes.
I think it was in 2020 then.
It was January 13, 2021.
Yeah, 2021, yeah.
What is the date today?
Today is 19th October 2022.
Do you think this one is valid? The
See, for
form you
them-
have provided to the committee?
And for them, I think they didn't indicate the validity. How long does it take?
You know what is written in this certificate? Did you check?
I do check.
They are saying that you have a history of defaulting.
I remember, okay, well, maybe let me clarify on
Or
that.
you want to confirm?
Yeah, let me
You brought you to
clarify.
confirm.
Okay, let me clarify on that.
Okay, just share with him so that he can confirm. We don't want a situation whereby you will feel as if you are reporting other issues.
Yeah, so what I can say is, you see, initially when I graduated after doing my...
They have indicated that you have a history of defaulting.
Yeah, I have a history of default, yeah.
Yeah, just put it clear because members of the public are watching.
Yeah.
We are live, so it is good for the members to know that you have that is your document.
Yeah, this is my document.
The advert was very clear, extremely clear that you are supposed to provide this committee
Yeah.
with a certificate of clearance from higher loans. True or false?
Yeah, true.
And you are supposed also to bring another certificate from the credit bureau. True or false?
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
Can you confirm to the committee that you have not provided us with those documents?
So, anyway, I do confirm that I have not provided those documents because
When do
here
you think you can provide them?
I can give the latest, because tomorrow is a holiday, Friday,
By noon,
by noon.
you should bring those documents.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you confirm that you are not thorough? You said you are thorough. You informed the committee that you are thorough. And I have confirmed to you by giving you just 2 documents. And if you wish, I can check for another one.
Yeah, really, I believed in myself that I'm thorough, but I is also to human being.
Are you apologetic?
I'm really apologetic for that.
You can proceed now.
Thank you.
So you said there's something which you wanted to share.
Anyway, I just...
What? Okay, I think the credit bureau need to provide an updated one.
Accredited one.
Updated one.
Updated one.
Yes. A certified copy. Certified copy of the two. Certified copies and the original one. Yes. They should be updated. Don't presume that maybe you have read our names and you saw honorables but not doctors. And assume that maybe we cannot go deep to your documents. Chula, Daktari. Yes, Dr. Chula. What is your net worth?
My network.
Net worth.
Network. So thank you. So that's really, I don't know, because should I quote I as Chula or plus my wife? Because we usually work as
I don't know whether your wife is a property, but I want to deal with, we are dealing with Dr. Chula.
So
You said
thank
we
you.
use the name
So,
Chula.
my net worth, as I indicated in this questionnaire, the document is 1.5 million.
Don't refer to the questionnaire. I think you know of the contents. Or somebody filled it.
No. 1.7. No, I filmed myself.
Yes. So
Yeah, I remember I even did this one when I was in South Africa and sent that email. Sorry for last week. Yeah.
Okay. So now you are reading when you're in Malin. Okay. You are
1.7 million.
made up of.
In this, I have one plot in Masangoni and 1.5 acre in Masangoni, also on the side of, they call it, on your way to the beach, Uyoko. I also have a plot in Shariani, where I've started doing some buildings for rental buildings. I have M-Pesa shops, small shops, and these shops I started them immediately when the church was open for Pastor Ezekiel, because we are sharing wall and I saw there was an opportunity, so I did that.
So you are a convert. Okay, proceed.
Yeah. So the thing is, this I didn't value them myself.
Okay.
Because some of the plots I don't have title deed. I'm in the process of getting them, processing the title deed that I made. So that's why when I tried to estimate based on the value that I bought them, I arrived at 1.7.
Is it the value you bought them or the value they are? For instance, the plot in Masangoni,
Yep.
the first one you are referring, when did you buy?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
What was the cost?
It was 350,000.
If you are selling it, you will sell at the same price?
It has appreciated, so I'll have to add a certain
Sorry, I
percentage.
think whatever you are sharing might not be there. It may be an approximate.
Thank
But
you.
you cannot claim that you have calculated the amount you bought it. Then you claim that is what you own.
Thank you for that. You see, when it
For
comes to
instance, the Shariani plot,
yeah,
you bought it when it was open. You
Yeah.
are now developing it.
yeah,
So it is not having the same value.
yeah. That's true.
Go ahead. You can ask the next question as we are going through his documents.
Dr. Kiso,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm fine. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
What are the key strategies that you intend to use to improve the service delivery in the docket that you are
Thank you so much. In fact, I was asked to introduce myself in which docket was I nominated. I'm a nominee for the Agriculture, Livestock and Blue Economy. Yeah, so the strategies. First of all, we need to know what challenges are there currently and what gaps, are existing. From there, then that's when now we come with the strategy. Let's take, for instance, for the agricultural sector. We have got so many challenges in that, in terms of doing the farming from the soil to the market. In terms of production, we are so, not good as such, but so poor. In terms of doing marketing, we are not also doing good. So my strategies, first of all, there for the agricultural part is to ensure that we increase the production. But the question is, how are we going to do that? And that is where maybe most of the things have been failing. So we need to come up with very good strategies, and strategies that will enable us to realize.
what are these strategies?
Yeah, that's why I'm coming to that one. So first of all, for us, we need to increase the area of doing our agriculture, the farming areas. How are we going to do that? We need to do irrigation. We need to provide seeds to the people who are doing farming so that they can be able to plant. We need to provide with them the fertilizers so that they can also increase their production. We need also to create some sort of awareness on the new technologies of doing farming, because nowadays we are facing so many challenges. The issues of drought, which really need some sort of good farming system for them to improve. Now, let's move to the sector of livestock. That's where I usually feel really like attached to it. You know, in 2007, let me start there, like giving you a history of. In 1997, there was this El Nino rainfall. By then, we used to have about 100 goats in our village. But then, after the rainfall, all goats died. What happened? I was rendered jobless. Do you know, I'm using the word jobless because I used to take care of those goats going out there for farming. For grazing. So, what really happened during that time? There were no good strategies. There were no way, like we could have created a disease-free zone. We could have like taken our goats into cattle dips where we like treat them fairly. We could have upgraded all our livestock sure there, but we didn't do that. What really matters? All of them disappeared like that, and we didn't get anything out of that. And the other thing also which I feel is a good strategy for us, and especially on the side of agriculture, is the prevention of post-harvest loss, which have been really happening in our area. You see, the thing we are getting is too little, and we are not like storing them well. After some short period of time, the entire thing just disappear like that. Either it's very bad because of the way we are storing them or something like that. So we need to have a strategy, a very good strategy on how to do that. I have realized we have got very good policies, we have got very good even the strategies, but how are we implementing them? That really matters a lot. And for me here, I'm coming to answer the question how we need to have like an updated way of doing these things. At what stage are we, where are we targeting, and what are we want to achieve by the end of the year? Yeah.
Yes, Honorable Koki.
Okay. Dr. Chula, habari yako?
Mzuri sana.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Sijali, hatukuli watu. Pole naona kidogo ya sheki. Don't worry. Yes. Now,
Weather ingine.
don't worry. The beauty of agribusiness is to have value addition, and you'll find out most of our farmers in Kilifi, we don't add value to our produce. Say for example, cassava. Huku tunapanda sana cassava. We don't have made in Kilifi cassava flour. When tuone nazi imekuwa bottled wine, palm wine made in Kilifi and such. What plans will you have when you make it as our CC in that sector? And then another thing, Galanakulalo was the cure of food insecurity. Unfortunately, that project was dead on arrival. Do you foresee the country, do you foresee our county initiating any mega projects to cure food insecurity, taking into consideration the situation that we are in right now?
So thank you so much. Remind me on it, please. Yeah, napenda kuita mtu na jina lake.
You do it through the chair. Even if she asks anybody asks a question, the response comes through the chair.
Thank you so much.
Daktari, that is a position in Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much. I stand to be corrected. This being my first time here.
In Kenya.
Okay, yeah, not in Kenya. So for the value addition, first of all, we need to acknowledge that this is a very capital intensive thing. It really needs investment. And in order for us to get a very good, let's say, income or output out of what we are doing, like the cassava, the way you were saying, we need to package them in such a way that, first of all, they can stay longer in the market without going getting spoiled, and then they have value out of that. So my plan is, this is something that as a county we can do it, we can even promote that. But if we promote that through what we call public-private partnership, whereby we sit down with interested parties, be it NGOs or what, and then try to come up with ways on how to add this particular value, it will be a very good thing for us. You have given us a very good example of Pombe. You see, after 1 or 2 days, when it sleeps, we call it chilalo. I don't know, sorry for using that terminology, but that's how we call it. You see? Yeah, yeah.
You said you are good even in Chinese. So, okay, proceed.
Yeah, we call it chilalo, so to speak. So you see, that is after 2 days, that thing cannot even be like used or developed. So we end up losing such kind of things. But what if we add value? We package these things. That just the way we are doing the other things. The way we are in a position to like add value to our the normal beers that we see them here. You see, in that way it will really reduce the loss. Will also increase the amount of money that we are getting out of it. It will also create employment, because by adding value, it means you have to employ people to do that job. If we employ these people to do that job, we are going to reduce the number of people who are not employed within the Kilifi County. We are going to increase the amount of revenue generated by the country, and in that way, even the economy of our country is going to grow very well. So on the issue of Galana Kulalo Ranch, I think this is a national project, and it was really meant well for our people, not only here in Kilifi County, but for the entire country. I don't know whether there was no good feasibility study which was done, but from the few documents that I've read, it has done really some well in a part, but failed in some. But you see, the good thing with this is usually you go down, sit, analyze, try to see what are the lessons that you can learn from that. Where did they get it wrong? And where can you make it maybe even better if such kind of a scenario now we want to do it in our country? Like in our country. If we want to start our own, let's say we want to build start our other irrigation schemes, we need now to analyze and get the good picture of what really happened. And the good thing is usually you start you use your the other case studies as your reference point, and how are you targeting to like avoid such kind of the faults are they shortfalls or what those that really encountered during the time when they were practicing that. So I think with this one we need also to work very closely with the national government, try to see how we can really come in and get a good way of making this project really viable for the people of Kenya as well as the Kilifi County at large.
Yes, Secretary.
Yeah?
I remember you told the committee that you are thorough.
Yeah?
And you informed the committee that you got an opportunity to fill the questionnaire while you were in South Africa.
Yeah.
I would like, if you, are you having the questionnaire closer to you?
Yes, yes.
Open page 3 of 7.
Yeah, I'm there. Thank you.
You are there. Let's go to question number 17.
Yeah.
Read the question so that members can understand which question you are reading, and then tell us whether the response is, you still remain with that response or you have any changes.
Professional association, where applicable, into bracket, that is where applicable. List all professional associations of which you are or have a membership, and give any position held and the respective dates when each position was held.
Yes.
None.
You said you are writing journals, even if we write a scientific journal to land on you.
I'm not writing journals. I'm just a pure reviewer. And a pure reviewer is like you are. For me, I did something on hydrobiology. So whenever there are papers which are related to my line, usually you receive an email kindly requesting you to review that work for them. If you have time, you will agree. If you don't have time,
why have you not joined any professional association?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Why I have not joined any professional association? Well, I'm in the plan of doing that. But you see, some of this one needed some sort of subscriptions. And sincerely speaking, immediately after completing my PhD, I didn't secure any job. Just last year, July, that's when I started working with the current employer.
Okay.
So
let's go to number 18.
Yeah.
Question number 18.
Yeah.
Is it the same?
Membership.
It is the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
In reference to number 16.
Yeah.
So,
This is, okay, let me now read it clear here. Membership. List all professional, business, fraternal, scholarly, civic, and charitable or other organization other than those listed in response to question 16, to which you belong or have belonged. The question is still the same.
okay, the other one which you normally receive emails, which does it lie?
You see, these are not list of professionals. You see,
You said you are a you did what? Microbiology.
hydrobiology.
Hydrobiology.
Yeah, that's what my major.
That's why you normally receive emails
You
to
see,
request whether you have time.
okay, maybe I need to explain this one much better. You see, there are different journals.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
You normally get requests
Yeah,
because you did that as a special course.
yeah,
You are a professional on that.
yeah.
And this one was not just asking about any substitute, even if it will be charitable.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing it as a voluntary.
Yeah.
Is it not very clear?
Maybe I don't get it there to be clear such because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, just put it aside. We'll go back to that. Let's
Thank
go
you.
to page 5 of 7.
5 of 7. Yeah.
Question 20a. Read it.
Public office, political activities and affiliations. A. List chronologically any public offices you have held or are currently holding, including the terms of service and whether such positions were elected or appointed.
Is that the position? Is the response the position?
Yeah, I'm not holding any public office.
Dr. Chula,
Yes.
are you the one who served that you were even transferred to Watamu?
That was my first station. But see,
Was that not a public office?
it was a public office. Maybe I misunderstood because yes, elected or appointed. You see,
List chronologically.
Yeah,
Any
any-
public office you
You have
have
held.
held.
yeah, or currently holding.
Which position were you in Watamu?
I was the deputy warden for Watamu Marine Park.
What is the response you gave
Not applicable.
as a doctor? Do you think that was the response that you were supposed to have responded to?
Anyway, maybe it's the framing of the question which really confused me there. Because here, if you go down there, it's the position were elected or appointed.
There's a supplementary question from
From 2012 to 2015, you are the deputy warden.
Yeah.
Are you aware in 2013 there were fishermen who were shot by the KWS?
I'm aware about that, and in fact, by then I was the one who did that. Who? Anyway, I am coming there. I'm coming there. It's not about shooting. I did the arrest. And you see, what happened during that particular day? Let me bring the story here. There were fishermen from Vanga. I don't know their names, but they were fishing within the marine protected area. So we received a call, and as for us, we were the custodian of the marine protected area, whereby fishing is not allowed within the protected area. And the place where these people were doing fishing, it was within the reserve, and the method that we were using for fishing was not allowed to happen in this particular area. So I asked my captain, we went, there's an island called Whale Island. I still remember that particular place. We went there. I talked to the boat to those fishermen. Let's go to our office so that we could go and discuss these issues. We went together until the place where we were like docking our boat. We call it Small Beach. I requested all the fishermen to get out of their boat and head to our offices. They said we will not do that. So what I did is I kindly begged them also, but they didn't want to listen to that. And they were like, they started their engine going toward the side of Uyombo. You see, as a police officer, or as I was armed by then. So what I did is I shoot in the air. I didn't shoot anybody. I shoot in the air to scare them. and that really, what really happened, they all get out in that particular boat, and we were able to arrest them and take them to court. And in fact, I was in the process when I left Kenya Wildlife Service. That case was still being mentioned in the court. Yeah, but I didn't shoot anybody. I shoot in the air to scare. Because I think there was no any death report which was reported. Shooting means you shoot somebody, either you injure somebody or doing something.
Through the chair. How many shots did you take?
I did 3 shots in the air.
If you take the shot through the air, will it fall down to the machine or to the boat? Because there was a case, in the same case,
Yeah.
the machine was shot by the deputy warden.
Anyway, I was the deputy warden,
Yes.
and here I have really agreed that. But you see, I didn't see any case, because we went through the case for several good, like 5 good months. I didn't hear anything being mentioned the machine was shot.
Do you know that vessel was from the county government of Kwale?
I wasn't aware about that. And okay, even if I was aware about that, I think laws applies the same. Yeah. If you are using a government, let's say a government facility to break the laws, I think laws have to be followed to the
So, is it probably, Daktari, is
Yeah.
it the reason why you chose to respond otherwise to the question number 20A?
Number 20,
Because you didn't want that one to come out?
No, not really. Because I've even started by
So
introducing
inform the members of the committee what will be the best response to
So the
20A.
best response for this should be, I worked for Kenya Wildlife Service. Yeah.
Then,
That is the only public office I have served.
in your life.
Yeah, in my life.
So not applicable is not the response that
Yeah.
should be there.
Now, since I have really understood this question, not applicable is not the right answer for here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've taken you back to these questions because you had informed the committee and even by extent the public that you are thorough. And we wanted to know, when you are given an opportunity to serve as a CEC,
Yeah.
whether such blunders will not occur.
Okay. I don't foresee, not really, I don't foresee such kind of things happening.
Because this is, you know,
I don't foresee such kind of things happening in the future. Yeah.
I think you need to at least take time if you are given an opportunity, regardless of your professional position.
Yeah.
It is good you take time to read and analyze the question before responding. Otherwise, if someone goes through what you responded in this questionnaire, and for people who know you, and for people who have listened to you when you are even introducing yourself,
Yeah.
they will feel that you are not responsible for anything important. So it is good next time, if you are given an opportunity, just take time, read even if you are outside the country. Because if you are only at South Africa and you you give this response, what will happen if you are in South Europe? So take time
I have a
and
question
respond.
before you give a chance to Mr. Kairos. Where you seated there,
Yeah.
do you have a gun?
Well, through the chair, I'll say thank you for that question.
Uh,
Where I'm seated,
yeah,
I don't have a gun.
okay,
We usually used to say, sina maganda wala risasi sa.
okay.
Honorable citizens.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, the chair. I like the energy.
Thank you so much.
You are so energetic. I think that's what probably we need. So I only have 2 questions for you. The first one is, what is your plan to end this hunger in Kilifi County? That's the first question. The second question is, what is your understanding of blue economy? And do you think it is useful to Kilifi County?
So thank you so much through the chair for that good question. And the first one is, what's your plan to end the hunger in Kilifi County? We are so unlucky in Kilifi County. Whatever things, bad things are mentioned, especially regarding hunger, we are there in the line. And as my plan, we have the short-term plan and the long-term plan. The short-term plan, first of all, like right now, if I assume the office, we are going to the season of short rains. So, farmers, and the good thing is the farmers within Kilifi, they don't lose hope. Even if like they don't get anything, they still go back to do the farming. So my plan for this one now, going to this short rain period, first is to provide seeds for the farmers. Provide fertilizers to the farmers so that they can till the land, plants, and get something out of that. And the second thing is to prevent loss through post-harvest. You see, the little that we are getting, we need to protect that by building, either having, like I used to see some sort of sacks for those who have, I told you I'm doing business, and I usually sell sugar, like a bag of sugar in a day. If you look at that sack of sugar, it has the inner part of it, it has the nylon, the plastic part. So even if you store, like you store your, if we store our maize in such kind of container, I'm quite sure, 100% sure, it will not get, like the weevils will not get into that and destroy them. And then the other thing, as a short-term measures for hunger, you see, we need to promote what we call the public partnership, public-private partnership, whereby we work very closely with the NGOs, the national government, and the county government to provide relief food. It's not sustainable, I know as such, but it will also reduce in one way or another. And the long-term plans now, you see, in Kilifi County, we are really blessed with a very big land, whereby 65%, and I got this one from the County Integrated Development Plan, they said 65% of the cliff land mass is water scarcity. But at the same time, we are so advantaged. Why? Per year, in a year, we receive about 50,000 millions cubic meters of water going into the sea. What if we harvest that water? We build parks.
Come again. What is the number of the cubic?
That is
50,000.
Not 50,000.
Yes.
Approximately 500 million cubic meters. And I caught that one from, I think I'm not wrong, I caught that one from the County Integrated Plan, Development Plan, 2019 to 2022 there. So you see, so if we are able to have, to like, build the water plants, get this water bestowed and used for irrigation, then we'll be in a better position to fight this hunger. And that is the long-term plan. Long-term plan.
Yes,
so
The farming method?
the farming method, yeah. For the farming method now, you see, I think I'm also a victim of this. If I don't eat ugali, I say I've slept hungry. We need to practice mixed farming.
Even in China.
In China, I used to cook the yellow ugali because there are yellow maize there. So, what we need is and they used to tell us this one is for the animals. So I thought, okay, I'm not an animal, I'm a human being, I'm eating this one, doesn't problem. So we need to practice what we call mixed farming. We don't have to rely solely on maize. We have drought-resistant crops such as cassava. I read a story of somebody in Bamba. He did some sort of farming and he was growing cowpeas. He has been earning money out of that. So we need now to like think outside the box. We should not limit ourselves to just maize, ugali. No, we diversify the way we are doing farming. And where applicable, you can also do chicken rearing. You get the fertilizers here. In fact, those are natural fertilizers. You apply in your farm. The same time you eat your meat from the chicken. You have also the products from the farm, such as maize and something like that. So those are things which are really, I see them as planned. And now, in terms of the blue economy, you see, this. Let me use this word. It's more like a virgin area, an area which has not really been exploited as such. So, being an area which have been not exploited as such, this is where you exploit the non-living and living organism in the marine ecosystem in a sustainable way for the socio-economic benefit. And like the other day, I was having a chat with my friend. What I told him is, you see, this is an area which has not been fully exploited. We have having like the shuttles all the way from Mombasa to Lamu. Why don't we introduce shuttles in the marine ecosystem? We have a shuttle with a specific type, starting all the way from Mombasa to Kilifi, then from Kilifi to Lamu. How much do you think we can make out of that? This is an area which have not really been exploited. We have about 265 kilometers long of Kilifi, the stretch, and 350 nautical miles, you see, the area that we call it exclusive economic zone, where we can do fishing. But do you know what happens? We usually restrict ourselves towards the reef. We do fishing inside the reef. We don't exploit them to the fully potential. So what are we going to do with this? We need to like enable these people so that they can now go beyond the reef and do fishing. Guys, we have an opportunity in this area, the blue economy. This is an area which have not been really exploited.
Dr. Chula,
Yes.
the committee members are honorable members.
Sorry.
They are not in China. They are in Kenya.
Sorry.
Okay, Honorable Chengo, please ask your supplementary question.
Dr. Peterson, Chula,
Yes, sir.
there was a question on hunger, on how you're going to deal with it. But I'd love to know what brings about that hunger first. If you can address the problem, then definitely hunger will not be there. What do you think, in your opinion, brings about that hunger?
Well, thank you. So here we are looking at, let's say, the challenges that we have here as a country. Let's say the whole world. First of all, there is change.
Just restrict yourself with Kilifi.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So Kilifi County. First of all, we need to acknowledge that there is change in terms of, let's say, the climate, which have really impacted us. The way we used to receive rain, I remember between March, April, May, June, we used to receive very heavy, and then lighter rains in the December, November, there, October. But the trend now is totally different, whereby because of climate change, there is no longer enough rainfall which could sustain the farming system. Our soils, you see, as I've started by saying, for us to increase our agricultural sector, it needs to start from soil to the market. Our soils are not, rich in terms of nutrients. We have really exhausted them. Tunalima kulima, sorry to use that word, for quite a long time. And also, most part of our county is located in those areas which are like semi-arid areas, something like that. Then the poor infrastructures that we have, the storage facility. So if we are able to address these things, first of all, like for the issue of climate change, we need to do what we call climate smart agriculture. You see, a smart way of doing that. We have some sort of plants which can do best even if the conditions are bad. So we need to go to that. The other thing is, since now we know we are in the like semi-arid, most of the part are water scarce in our country, then we need to harness the little amount of water that we get. You see, in Kilifi County, we don't receive much much rain as such. But we are lucky, we have rivers flowing all the way here to the ocean. So if we can like harness that water from those particular areas, we are going to increase the acreage of arable farming. And in that way, we'll be able to address these issues.
The issue of economic change, the changing climate,
Yeah.
there are several factors that are brought about that. And you being a son of Ganze, I expect you to know the factors that are contributing to the drought in Ganze. So in your submission, I expect you to address that. Currently, in Kilifi, we have a shortage of trees. Recently, the president even announced that during your birthday or a birthday of your daughter, one of your daughters, you should plant 100 trees.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? He is in line of addressing the issue of climate.
We increase what we call the forest cover and address the climate
Okay,
change
that is in line of addressing the issue of climate change.
Yeah.
So if we can't address that, we will always be facing drought. Once we face drought, hunger is there with us. So in your plans, do you have any plans to address the issue of trees and the drought?
Well, you see, what really causes climate change are both natural and human factors. Human factors always accelerate, they act as a catalyst to that effect. And the natural ones are like, well, let's say, the increase in temperature and so on. Human activities such as cutting down of trees, burning charcoal, the usual emit gases which get into the air, create an ozone, thereby reducing the amount of radiations being reflected back into the atmosphere, hence high temperatures on the ground. You see, so what I'll be saying is we need to work very closely with the Department of Environment. I know some of these things we might not like achieve them at once, but in the long run, our four like children who are going to be born in the future might able to see or even see the kind of benefit out of this. So we need like to work very hard to address those issues by increasing the forest cover, as you have said, that is planting trees. And it's not an issue of planting tree. You have to ensure that there is a follow-up until that tree grows to maturity. Because usually we see some...
Can you now commit before this committee that you are going to do that?
That is one of the very clear, it's in the vision of the manifesto of His Excellency Mungaro, and he made it clear that we are going to increase the tree cover within the Kilifi County. And I think even here, all of us are in the same line, because who would really want to like live in a desert here? Usually we prefer places where are green. And if we need that, if we want such kind of environment, then we have a role to play. We go out there and plant trees.
Sorry, what is your area of specialization?
Well, thank you. So my area of specialization is a real mixture here. Because in my undergraduate, I did applied aquatic science, where we call it is the study of physical-chemical parameters within the marine and freshwater ecosystems. Then in my master's, I went ahead and I narrowed myself to the field of limnology, the study of freshwater wetlands. But then later on, I went and did hydrobiology, which is the study of living organisms within the water. But my area of specialization then, my thesis was on the release of greenhouse gases within wetland ecosystems.
Thank you. Now the department you are going to head,
Yeah.
God willing.
Pardon?
I'm referring to the department you are going to head, God willing.
Yeah.
It's livestock.
Livestock, agriculture, and blue economy.
So don't you see your area of specialization dwells more on the blue economy than the other two?
You see, all those things falls under the area of environment. Whichever you do is about environment. Blue economy, environment. Agriculture, environment. Livestock, environment. And I have been in those fields for quite some time. Yeah.
So can I assure that the two directorates will also be equally well dealt with?
You see, I can assure you 100% those subsectors, we call them subsectors, right, are going to be fully, implemented the way it's supposed to be.
Thorough.
You see, thorough. You see, the good thing is you are not going there to work as alone. No. You have the technical people down there. If you want to move to a place very fast, move alone. But if you want to move for I don't know how they say it, you have to move as a team. And I believe I have a very able team down there which I'll be working with them.
One last question.
Yeah.
One last question. You talked about giving out seeds and farming in the name of fundraising. Do you happen to know the population of Kilifi?
Really, let me be sincere. I don't know the population of Kilifi.
So do you think you'll be in a position to supply seeds to all farmers in Kilifi?
You see, before starting doing something, you do what we call, like, you need to know exactly the number of people you want to offer the service to. And I'm quite sure we have a very good database in our department.
So
and
what,
if that one is not there,
now, according to the submissions, you're not in a position to supply the seeds as you have said before this committee?
it's not that I'm not in a position to supply those seeds. I'm in a position to do that. But how are you going to do that? You see, let me give you a very good example here. And I usually give this one to my fellow friends. Like, our target here in Kilifi County is to reduce or to ensure that people are living well. That is the bigger vision. Then we have here an objective. We should be smart. The objective is like, we need the children of Kilifi to have 3 meals per day by the year, let us say 2027. Once you do that, that's an objective. You have now to sit down and come up with the steps of getting there. What are those steps? First of all, you need to know the exact number of people who are there. We do a baseline survey, right? After doing the baseline survey, then you go ahead and look for a farm. You do the farming, plant, add fertilizers, do all those things. But it's not a matter of adding fertilizers and leaving them there. You have to ensure that you go to the last stage of harvesting that and taking it to where it's supposed to be, like feeding the children. So by doing that, you'll be able like to know whether you have achieved the objective and heading towards the vision where it is. So for your question, for us to start distributing the seedlings, we have to do what we call a baseline survey to identify the number of people within our county whom we could provide them, whom we are going to provide them with the seedlings. And I have started by saying that I believe we have a very good database system in my docket where I'm going. And if it's not there, then I'll have to establish that. Because you see, you cannot just work anyhow. You have to have a very good database. You know the people you are working with, you know the people you are working for. Then from there, you'll be able to plan for them. You can't just go out there and start distributing things without having a very good base like whom we are dealing with.
Hello.
Yes.
Chula.
Not answered one question. Then.
Yeah. The other question was on? I thought I have answered that one on the blue economy.
Take the question from Honorable Ibrahim.
Chula.
Yes.
Habari yako?
Mzuri sana.
Mimi nataka nikuulize swali moja Chula. Hii baa la njaa Kilifi County unalielewa vizuri?
Nalielewa vizuri. Nimelala na njaa.
Sasa kwa mfano wewe sasa Chula. Umekuwa waziri wewe sasa. Mungu amekujalia kwa maombi ya Ezekiel. Unasema unaenda kwa kanisa yake. Ezekiel, Pastor Ezekiel. Amekujalia umekuwa waziri. Umeenda Chakama. Ukifika Chakama umekaribishwa chakula wewe. Umepikiwa chakula. Na ile mboga ambayo imepikwa pale ni wale wanyama wanaitwa dikidik. Unajua?
Nawajua.
Wewe kama ex officer wa KWS, wale watu utawashika ama chakula utakula?
Asante sana kwa hiyo swali. Ni kwanza lazima tujue ya kwamba ni hatia.
Nakuuliza, chakula utakula ama utawashika?
Nataka kuelezea kwanza.
Hii chakula. Mimi umesikia nini ninakwambia chula?
Mimi sitakula hiyo chakula. Chakula mboga sitakula. Lakini pia lazima niwaelimishe. Unajua,
kwa hivyo hutowashika.
Unajua kuwashika ama kufanya nini, hiyo haiko kwa mandate yako. Kwa sababu iko shirika la idara ya wanyamapori ambalo linahusika na hiyo. Mimi mamlaka yangu hainipei uwezo wa kushika mtu wala hata kumhoji kwa nini kitu anakula. Lakini niko na uwezo wa kumhamasisha umuhimu wa kitu fulani asifanye ama afanye.
Sasa ninataka mimi sikuulizi swali. Mimi ni advice ninakupa. Kulingana na elimu yako ambayo uko nayo. Usiongeze kwa hiyo kichwa chako. Hiyo elimu ambayo wewe uko nayo, don't add more elimu. Tumeelewana? Hii ni advice mimi ninakupa. Because uko na elimu nyingi kwa kichwa and itakulemea. The way unaona vile nimekuangalia na nimekusoma. Sasa hiyo ni advice mimi ninakupa. Umeelewa? Kama waziri, si ndio? Waziri, tafadhali, sawa?
Asante sana.
Yes, Dr. Chula.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for the time you have accorded us. The way you have responded to the questions. I think by now, members are aware of the type of nominee they will be dealing with. I would wish to give you an opportunity to give your final submission so that at least we can be brief, because you might end up sharing information from South Africa, China, Russia, and even Watamu, because I've seen one of your referees, Mtindi. You might end up starting mentioning those names here. Please be brief, but even as you are concluding, don't forget what you have told, what the committee has told you to bring by Friday noon. Please give your submission.
So, through the chair and the committee, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you for this, I call it, interactive session. I've really enjoyed the session. And we are here for one common cause, to work towards betterment of our local people down there in Kilifi County. And I believe that whatever we are going to plan, we are going to work hand in hand with the able county government of Kilifi, and we'll be able to support each other in realizing the main vision of His Excellence Honorable Mungaro. I wish to say thank you for the challenges that you have raised. I know the work ahead of me is not smooth as such, but I believe with your disabled team here, we'll be able to achieve much. Otherwise, thank you, and may God bless us abundantly. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Okay, the Sergeant at Arm will escort you. You pass our regards to your family, friends, and networks. I think you have a story to tell about the county assembly.
Yeah, I really have a very big story.
Yes, you are very humble.
Like telling stories.
Siku
Am
njema.
I allowed to?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, please.
I didn't have time to.
So umesema ulisomea hiyo mambo ya maji. Unaweza chukua mbili.
Thank you so much. I really discourage this because this is plastic pollution. I expected to see somewhere where we could like get a glass.
Utapata tukule maya.
Yes.
kuwasalimia waheshimiwa. Good afternoon.
Can I have a seat, please?
Thank you, sir.
Is this Henry Kazungu Luganja?
That's my name.
Okay, before I proceed, you're supposed to either take an oath or an affirmation. The officer next to you will guide you.
I, Henry Kazungu Luganje, do swear that the information I shall give before this committee on the matters under its consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Mr. Henry Kazungu Luganje,
Yes, Chair.
welcome to the Committee on Appointment.
Thank you.
My name is Teddy Mbao-Mambire. I'm the chairman of this committee. Other members will introduce themselves, starting with the vice chair. Please proceed.
My name is Naftali Kombo. I'm the deputy chair to this committee.
Thank you.
Thomas Mwachengu, minority leader, member.
Thank you.
Sophia Bilai Chacha, member of this committee.
Mheshimiwa Said Juma Mtu, member of this committee.
Martha Koch-Msioki, MCA Mariakani Ward, deputy leader of majority and member of this committee.
Honorable Zoya Abdul Karim, Deputy Majority Whip, member of this committee.
Kavia Ali Omar, Deputy Minority Whip, member of this committee.
Ibrahim Abdi Athman, majority leader and member of this committee.
We have a friend of the committee can introduce himself.
Mheshimiwa Kasangani, Deputy Mganzi.
Let the officers introduce themselves, starting with the clerk.
Michael Gala, the clerk of the assembly.
Silas Ulewa, deputy clerk of assembly.
William Katana Nyanja, principal.
Clerk to the committee.
Omar Chu,
Lilian Ngala, principal class.
Harrison Chizambo, Director of Human Resource Administration.
Damaris Safari, public relations officer.
Mbaka George, Hansard director.
Irene Chekemoi, communication officer.
Mr. Henry Kazungu Luganje,
Yes, Chair.
the committee wishes to know more about you, but before then, you were supposed to have handed over your testimonial, originals and certified copies. Have you done so? Yes. The officers are going through. In case there will be any issue, we'll communicate to you. But from our assessment, we can confirm that every document that was required to come with is here. So, would you mind to inform the committee who this Henry Kazungu Luganje is and the position you have been nominated to?
My full names are Henry Kazungu Luganje. I was born at Gede here in January 1959. I went to school, was a pioneer of Mijongoni Primary School, but I moved to Bida. And that time, 1975, when I was doing my KCP, this county was actually a district. One DC was running the whole county. It was called Kilifi district. And fortunately, I lived in Abans building the whole district. I was taken to Alliance High School. At Alliance High School, I did my O levels in good division 1. I did my A levels and got three principals, one subsidiary. I chose to do law. So I was admitted at Nairobi University in October 1983 for a law degree. I attached the degree certificate there. I merged with honors, second class honors in lower second, there's upper second, lower second. I was in lower second. In that class, I just mentioned something. I even beat my own colleague who is now currently the Chief Justice. We were in the same class. And then I moved now to Kenya School.
Who is that?
No, she know Amaka Kombe. She's my classmate.
Okay.
And I got upper second, she got general. But that's good, she's my good friend. So I moved to the Kenya School of Law. In 86, September 27, I got a diploma. It's called postgraduate diploma in advocacy. And then I could be allowed to practice law. But that time you could not practice law without being under somebody for 3 years. So I had a passion for my company. So I chose to work at home. Because my first appointment was State Council male. I didn't report. I came here and worked under Mr. Kupali Advocate for 3 years. Then Mr. Kupali Advocate became the mayor of Malindi.
Which year was that?
September 86 up to September 88. September 86 up to September 88. Then I took over the office of Mr. Kupali. And from 1988 to date, I've been in that office. I have practiced law for over 34 years now. From 88 when I was admitted now to this year. 88 to 2022. I have just been an advocate. I have an office in Malindi. I have an office in Kilifi. I have an office in Mombasa, which is being run by my own son, is an advocate. So I love this county. And for the only public job that I did, in 2006, I was appointed the chairman of Kimawasco. I did that job for 7 years. And I can tell honorable members here and the chair that during the 7 years, the issue of water shortage was not there. Because the issue of water shortage comes through not paying bills at Langobai, and we had that solved. So then I stopped. After 7 years, I stopped being the chairman of Kimawasco. I've continued to be a lawyer to date.
You have never served in any board of any school.
If you mention me, you say that I served so many boards for just that 4
Are they
years.
not public positions?
And I thought this one was senior, like Moscow senior. I've served as chairman for St. John's, Barakachembe, Katanangala, Garbuni, Gede. There's another school here. So I've got about 7 schools I have served. Currently, I am serving Barakachembe only. I wanted to relieve myself of many duties. So I'm at Barakachembe Secondary School.
I think the committee has heard you that you have an office in Mombasa where it is being run by your own son.
Yes.
So you said you only shared that in your family. Can you share anything about your family so that we can understand?
Oh, thank you.
Because you said your own son.
I will. Comfortably, no one can be afraid to share his. I have 8 children, 5 boys and 3 girls. And I will start with the girls who I'm very proud of. One girl is an advocate in the Court of Kenya. The other one is a prosecutor not a prosecutor, a probation officer at Garsen Law Courts. And that girl of mine, I'm so proud of her. She has been married by one of the clerks here. Mr. Justin Karabu. I declare. It's good news. It's good news. So one girl is a probation officer, the other girl is an advocate married to a lawyer. The other girl finished two months ago as a medical doctor, having studied at Nairobi University for 7 years. She proceeded to France for 6 weeks training because she talks French. Now she is back. She has been posted to E10 and going Marathon to start her internship. The boys, one is a commercial guy dealing with boutiques. The other one is an advocate. The one is running the Mombasa office. The other one is a teacher, a trained teacher teaching secondary school in Majaon, teaching maths and physics throughout. Then the other one is the other one finished diploma. He's looking for a job.
What do you mean by maths physics throughout?
He's in charge of maths and physics in that school. From 1 to 4. Sorry if I'm not so clear. The last board now, one is a diploma looking for a job. The last board is a Daystar, and I hope that by December will be done. So come next year, I won't be educating anybody, apart from helping.
Okay. Oh, at least we have heard about your family. You have not attached your professional practicing license for a current one. Do you have?
If I edit one struck out with, I have one. I can even link it to become.
Yes. Okay, by Friday noon, you need to get at least a certified copy.
You will get it today.
Okay, no problem. You will organize.
Just hang it in the office.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make sure that we get a certified copy at least.
Thank you, sir.
So you have told us that you did not indicate the other positions of the public positions because you thought they were minor. You indicated the chairman Kimawasko as the only position that you have been holding as a public office.
Yeah, but I've said I didn't know that they are that.
Yes, I'm asking because we are looking at the
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Have you written anything? Maybe you said you are chairman. Is there any publication or anything, or even a booklet, article, or a report, or even letters to editors, maybe about the water shortage among other issues of public interest?
What I can say is, I was taken to the state of Israel for 8 days to study water systems, and I got a certificate. But I went to Israel. In fact, I went to Israel as the chair of Kilifi Water, and I went with Mrs. Karani, the chair of Water Regulation. But I have not written any book. I'll give you the reason why.
What did you brought back to the organization?
From Israel,
Yes.
I brought something very interesting. We learned, and I can even, if you can be...
Was it written or it was...
No, it was all about it.
Theoretical.
But I'll tell you what's all about. When we reached there, we discovered that rain in Israel comes only once, 1 month. And they harness all that water. There is no water wastage. And they are so careful about their resources such that whatever is utilized in the body is also resurfaced, or it can be recreated back to society. Some they make cakes from what we excrete, and they get water to get the flowers and cakes for the animals. But that water you cannot eat; it's all for the animals. We then learned about irrigation, and if this country had the resources, we could easily irrigate, because the formula is so straight. We just have to earmark a river and do a lot of irrigation. I have all the knowledge, and I can lead, because for 8 days I learned about irrigation, and I know it.
Okay, you have your questionnaire, the questionnaire you forwarded the assembly. But the question I was asking was 20A, the one I was asking. Now let's go to 20B. That is page 5. Wait.
20B.
I've seen 20.
Yeah.
You have informed members in 20A that you also held the other positions in a number of schools.
Yes.
But you did not indicate.
Yes, I gave my reason.
You gave your reason.
Yes,
I understand that one. What about B? Because some members of the public have furnished some information which is contrary to the response you gave.
Oh, let me read it.
You you can read loudly so that members can know where.
Yeah, 20B says, list all memberships and offices held and services rendered, whether compensated or not, to any political party or election committee. If you have ever held a position, played a role in political campaign, identify the people of the campaign, including the candidate, days of the campaign, your titles will be also do the linking you have to a political party president.
Have you ever participated in any political activity? There are members who have alluded that you at some point contested as a member of parliament for Bahari constituency. Is it you or it was your brother?
Yes, I mean it again. Yes, again. This I know you said you see, in answer to this question, I actually, it is me.
Just hold.
It's me.
Hold, just hold first. Martina. You can proceed.
Yeah, it's me, Mr. Chair. Why I did not put down here is I tried to be a member of Bahar constituency. That time,
a member of parliament.
Member of parliament.
Yes.
And that time, Joe Hamis was campaigning. So what happened? 3 months down the line, I saw that I'll get nowhere. So I stopped it. That's why I didn't put it here. I assessed myself, and I found there's nowhere I'll go. Because one thing I can tell members, I'm so grateful to share this with you. In politics, I think you know better than I am the other politician. In politics, apart from being smart in talking, if the pocket has nothing, there's a problem. So my pocket had nothing. So that's why I didn't put it here. I gave up.
Yes, but you could have indicated because members of the public are aware of who you are.
Yeah.
So if you,
but if
you say not applicable and the people know him,
that's what happened. I thought about 3 months I'm getting nowhere. So it can be correct.
That's a supplementary question.
Yes.
Okili, what do you mean by in politics when your pockets are empty, you're going nowhere?
Yeah.
What are you trying to elaborate?
No, I'll elaborate. You know, I'm talking about you have to go around the area you are campaigning to campaign. You need logistics. You need at least a car. You need petrol. You have to have that thing. I didn't have myself.
What did you for many years at that time?
You see now. Let me tell you another thing. If you check, I'll share something for you and you'll enjoy it. I chose my classmates have children, but it's one or two. Me, I chose to say my investment with the children, so I got 8. At that house, there are 6 degrees, 2 diplomas. So all and schools like Daystar University, you spend like maybe 90,000 per semester and accommodation, everything. So me, I said, okay, let me look poor or be poor, but let me educate my children, and I'm a very happy man. So I didn't have the money. That's what I meant.
So when you are given an opportunity to give your information, don't think the members of the public are not aware about it. It is good you give what people know. Even the issues of having been a BOG member of the schools, it's the public who shared that information. So when someone just read through what you gave, they will feel as if Wakili was trying to know. And yet you are on oath.
Thank you.
Okay, you'll get more questions from members. So let's start with Honorable Sophia Pilar.
Congratulations for your nomination. Mine, I would just like to know what your plans are for the first 100 days in office.
Thank you. First, you know, my line is narrow and limited. I want to go to that office and see first what the staff there. There are advocates there and the staff. I want to see how prepared they are, because I've heard from a predecessor that she made systems and made the office to be working in a very succinct way. I don't know that because I've not been in that office. I want to go and check whether the systems set are correct, and I make sure that these black advocates have really capacity building, so that I know which team I'm playing with. If they are below what I think, I'll do the training for them, because I have an experience of very many years. So that the first 100 years, we put that office, 100 days, we put that office in a proper line, the way I want it to. Because it's a professional office, it is an office dealing with basically advice and participation in our area. So I will actually, first 100 days, I'll try to make that office be what is, until if somebody asks me something, I can say, this I did. Because you will know, Madam Honorable Member, that in giving advice to the county, that the chief legal advisor to the county, to the governor, and to the CECs, and even I'm ready to give advice to the members of the assembly. If you give an advice which is wrong, you can be impeached and moved from that office. So my first job is to make sure that we are on the right track in that office. I'm not happy with that office.
Before we take another question, go to number 23 of them. Questionnaire, please. Number 23 is on page 7 of white.
Yes.
What is your net worth?
If I state my net worth in a year, this will be my net worth in a year. But I did not put here my house, my plot, which is about 2 million, my car is about 1.5 million. So this can be added, but I was talking about money that I have.
You are working.
Yes.
And you asked to state your net worth. Is a net worth per year? Or what is this? What is net worth?
Net worth is what you get after you have done the overhead and everything, what you get, you are safe as your own money.
We can count even your dogs, so that you can count. Yes.
So I'm saying, I'm just being
How many houses you have? You said your house.
I have a house in Kilifi.
Yes.
Which is next to the county commissioner's, opposite county commissioner's residence.
How many cars do you have?
I have a car and I have a house.
You said you have how many officers? 3. You mentioned 3.
I mentioned 3, but I am running these 2. The other one, my son is.
Yes. Now the 2 officers, don't you have assets in those officers?
We make furniture and they are chairs and tables.
When someone is calculating the value of this assembly or this hall,
yes,
what will be is it the size or what is in the hall?
Yes, these furniture and fittings also.
Okay. So what can you inform the committee about that question? Is that what you are supposed to have responded?
I did not put the furniture and fittings and the immovable. The immovable, I mean my house.
Yes, even your house is not 1 million.
It is a very simple house, Mr. Chairman.
Evaluation is not done as per the 4 walls. The plot, the house, and even the fittings.
No, I said.
So when we are evaluating that house, yes, the house you have mentioned, yes, and the place you have directed members to be where your house is.
Yes.
Cannot be 1 million. True or false?
No, what I'm saying is, I built this house for 1 million, and the plot
then,
I bought for 1 million.
Which year?
It's about 2006.
Now, if 2006 you bought a plot at 1 million and built a house at 1 million, what will be the value of that land from 2000?
It will go up, but the calculation it will go up, I agree.
So you can appreciate that maybe this is not the correct response
exactly.
To what the members of the public would wish to know, or even members of the committee should have known from you, okay?
I agree.
Okay. You said you have practiced for the last 36 years? 34 years?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, as much as we appreciate your ability to educate 8 children, but I think this figure might not be reflecting your net worth.
I should start by saying the type of practice I'm doing. There are some lawyers in this town who do conveyance, and even in a day they can make a million. I said I have a high passion for this county, and all I'm doing is I'm helping. Sometimes moving pro bono. I'm helping. I do very small cases, just to help. You see someone is in a problem, like now I'm helping a woman who's jailed for 35 years, and she's paid me nothing, but I'm just doing it. So I don't have a very high practice. I'm the man for the common.
Do you have land at Masangoni?
It is not my brother's land.
Where do you have land?
I have that plot in Kilifi. But at Masangoni I'm saying it was my father, then my father died, my brother took it. But it was his brother.
Do you have land in any part of the county?
Yes.
Where?
I have 5 acres at Madaman, but that's only for grazing. It has no value.
That is land. That is land.
I get nothing from it. I get nothing from it.
Okay, members
in fact, currently, Mr. Chair.
Members of the public have submitted that you have land.
Yes.
And you have confirmed you have 5 acres.
Yes, at Madaman.
At Madaman. Do you know the value of that land? Because 1 acre is not less than 100,000. Why you are land?
1 acre there is about 35 or 50.
No.
Even now, as I talk to you, my land, the 5 acres, all the elephants are there. I cannot assist them. Because there's that Magam area. So it's full of the elephants. I cannot go there. What's the value?
You know what? We are trying to dodge the question. But for reality, you know, members want to know the type of nominee.
Yes.
And you have taken an oath.
Yes.
I believe those elephants do pass by probably once in a blue moon. They are not staying in your land. Because if it is Magambo, the moment they are there, even the KWS will have to be informed so that they can rush there. Let's take these questions very seriously.
Mr. Chairman.
The concern is about your net worth.
Yes.
Can you give the right figure so that members can understand?
Yes, what I'm saying is... Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
As a member of this committee, I really need to advise you. The person who is sitting there is very clever. And he's a lawyer by profession. So whatever you ask him, Mr. Chairman, you must be very careful, because I know this guy. He's very, very clever. So please be careful with this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's go to the 5 acres at Magambo. And I said now we are there. It's invaded by elephant, there's water and that place. But I bought it at 35,000 per acre.
So, which figure will be preferable for this question? But if you say 1 million per year, it is as if you are indicating rent you are collecting somewhere. But net worth cannot go by that, unless someone fills this form for you.
No, I feel it myself.
You are not keen working.
5 is 135. That is 35 times 5. 150. It's just 150 plus 2. 175.
Members, we can proceed to other questions. I wanted to bring this to attention to the nominees so that they can understand that the committee members are aware of what we have responded to, and they responded contrary. And I think the demonstration is very clear that that is not what it is for. Yes, there's a Fondo, then Thomas.
If I may ask you a question, what are the functions of the county attorney?
Functions. The first function is that he is the leader, he is the principal advisor to the county and the county government and the governor. Number 1. Number 2, he as a county attorney can attend to meetings of the CEC. You attend as an an ex-officio member. Then you can also give a advisory role to the CECs in the county. He also is permitted he's the depository of all the county documents in the county, such that he has to negotiate, he has to draft, has to vet, and handle all the documentations and agreements between the county and other counties, or between the county themselves. He can also liaise with the national AG where it is necessary to do it. Because what we are saying is, in devolution, what is happening at the national level is what is happening in the county level. That's the government and the government. So the functions that are done by the AG would similarly be the ones done by the county admin, except this one we are doing at a county level. But importantly is the advice.
Honorable Thomas Chengo, then Honorable Rahia.
Thank you, Chair. I think it goes on the same, because mine was just under the County Attorney Act 2020, under the Section 7 on the functions. There is Section, but F, it talks about the revision of the county laws. That also your function.
That is, you have to revise the county laws.
Yes. So by now, this is the third assembly. So for the first and the second, there are so many laws that have been passed by the county assembly. Maybe through your profession, have you gone through them, and how many do you think they need to be revised?
I have to go through them once again, because the interest of coming to this position was not created 5 years ago. This as a private lawyer. So I have to, but as a lawyer, if I had a week and went through all of them, I can tell immediately that this is bad, this is good. I can advise, but you cannot advise what you have not studied. Because to advise on review of a law, you must read it and understand it before you can think of revising it. Otherwise, you will just make a mess.
Yes, Honorable Radhia, then Honorable Sidi.
Mr. Rubenje.
Yes, madam.
To assume tumekupatia hiyo nafasi. Na uko na ofisi zako mbili, tukiacha Mombasa, Kilifi na Malindi. Are you going to continue with your work?
I'll answer that. I was reading the remuneration of the county attorney, just to check what there is. And I saw that there's an allowance called non-practicing allowance. There's no way I pick an allowance from the county and go to practice. You can be jailed. So what I've done, the offices have my name. Like I give you an example. There's an office called Mazayo and Company Advocates, but you don't see Mazayo there. So the offices have my name, but in Malindi there's an advocate called Achen. I told that was because this is a very busy office. As you heard from Mheshimiwa Chengo, that there are so many laws that my head should go into. That you cannot work that way. So, and in Kilifi, there's an advocate called Nigeria, they are working. So, I will, let me tell you what, Madam Chair, Madam Honorable, which is important. I chose, I am a Kilifian. I've been in Kilifi for the first 10 years, and I've been seeing things happening. So this time I said, instead of blaming somebody, let me go into this so that I can be blamed also. Don't watch it from far. Don't watch it from far. It has come to a point, we have to support this county. It is our county. It is our county. So there are lawyers doing that job. I won't be there. But I'm saying, even for the benefit of the chair and the honorable member, I'm saying my advice is not limited to CCs. If there is an issue and you call me, I'll be here. I want to advise that advice so that we can do something. If the members, honorable members, know that something is correct at the accountant's office, then they have confidence in you. So I will really be in the office 24/7. I will not. In fact, Madam,
24/7.
Monday to
24/7 means like in proper whereby you have day and night.
no. I mean Monday to Friday, not to correction. What I'm trying to tell Madam also is, I have done this job of going to court. Madam, I've done this job for 4 years, and I feel like I want to concentrate on other things. Policy guidance, advice. Oh, yeah, continue mentorship. That's what I can answer.
What I proceed?
Thank you. Mr. Luganje,
Yes, madam.
we have this ballooning pending bills. This is an outright breach of the procurement laws. So, how are you going to deal with this?
Good question. Thank you, madam. At one time, before Corona set in, I was given a letter, I have it in my office, that was made the chairman of the pending bills by Honorable Governor King. Before he did it, Corona set in and he said, just stop it, we'll do it ourselves. So there are ballooning pending bills, but I am of the idea that some of those services may not have been rendered, and some may have been rendered. And that is the job of the county pending bills chairman to say this. You know, in my line, some lawyer can never say, I want 10 million because I did this case. I have to check whether the case was done. If there was no case done, say, we won't pay you. And they can go to court because of evidence, you are demanding money, but you do the service. So first, let's check whether...
Excuse me, you said that is the work of who again?
The chairman for the pending bills, there should be set a chairman for the pending bills to investigate and see whether actual services were rendered and which bills are to be paid, which ones were not rendered. That is my idea.
Maybe for clarity purposes.
Yes.
You said you were given that position by the former governor.
Yes, he gave me a letter.
For that position?
Yes.
You did it for how many days?
Not even one day. I sent with the letter and the Corona came in and told me, stop it, there's Corona, we'll do it ourselves. So I was given even days. I didn't know even one day, I can confess, Mr. Chair.
That was clear.
Bwana Wakili, on that, so having been mandated to look at the unpaid bills, and now you see this current government has been inherited from a rundown kind of a government, from the unpaid bills and some of these projects which were not done, but they are subjected for payment. So what is your take on this?
I'll come back. I'll say, maybe the governor has done it, or maybe he did, but he should have set a committee on pending bills. That committee will come up with figures or directions to show that this actually was done, but no payment, and this was not done. So, someone who is trying to claim money from the account, well, there's nothing that person did. I'll advise my account that this one should be paid because we have evidence. They can go to court and deal with him there. But the guy who really did work and is supposed to be paid, let him be paid. That's my take.
So in this time you were given that letter.
Yes.
What mandates were you given?
I was told by the governor in his office that I will be given a car and a committee and I'll go around to check whether there's a dam built here, so that I come and give a report. So we were to have the first meeting with the CC Chairman of Finance. That meeting never took place. Corona set in and the governor ran me and said, stop this thing, we have it ourselves. I didn't do anything. I can't do something without being told to do it.
Bwana Wakili.
Yes, Chairman.
You have been a Wakili for the last 34 years.
Yes.
Can you brief the committee of at least 2 or 3 cases that you have won, which you feel that you did a very good job, so that people can also be inspired, because the great people of Kilifi are following online.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will tell this committee that the only court that I've never set my foot on is the Supreme Court. From Court of Appeal down up to the Curry's Court, I have been going to court. I have 3 cases. One was about compensation for an insurance company which had entered into a contract of insurance saying that if your house got burnt and your company will pay you 10 million. That happened with the Italian, and then the insurance company refused, negated to do that. We took them to court, High Court. I got judgment. They were told to pay because there is a contract. They refused. I took them to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal told they should pay. They have paid only 7 million. The 3 million they are still paying. But now the insurance company.
Where was the house? Was it in Malinda? Which part?
It was in Mambrui. You know, there's a condominium there. Angels Bay inside there. It belonged to an entire called Granada. That's one case.
Which year was that?
I think 215. The other case is about land, also owned by an Italian, and this land, someone encroached into it. So we went to court and we won. There was no to move their boundary to that side. They refused. So they appealed in the Court of Appeal. I was appealing, Madam Chief Police on the other side. I won that case. So instead of them moving to that side as the court had decided, they opted to talk to the guy who had won the case make land, and then they bought the whole land. So it ended there. The third one is a land case also, which I did with some client. Now he's very sick and he's not in this country. It's called Habib Abu Mohammed in Watamu, whereby they were claiming land that he had, and he said that is still one, went to the Court of Appeal and one. Those volumes, I can produce them even by tomorrow by Friday.
That's good. That's good. Okay, we wanted to know because it is good to know because the position you might end up landing on. Members of the public have been having issues because you have been seeing the county government of Kilifi failing to win some cases, a number of cases, which are very classical, and we were not expecting that. So members were feeling as maybe there was collusion between the advocate for our country and maybe and the others, or maybe negligence, or by design, or default, we don't know. That's why I asked you that question, so that members can get assurance that, for instance, if you get that position, you will be of great help to the country. Expressing that we need to have a passion to the country does not demonstrate that we'll be doing that. So unless you have the capacity to prove to the members. So that's why we wanted to get assurance from you, so that members can know whether you have the capacity to make sure that you coordinate the legal team in the country to win the cases that will be. We already have cases, but even the other cases which will come there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to expound, in that office, I will be the head, and I know who are working under me, and they may not have the experience that I need. But the county attorney is allowed to list from about 10 firms which can be tendered to do that work. The last regime had listed 10 firms, but I found out that it was only 2 advocates from Mombasa who had been given this job. And the massive things were happening. I have, without going to that office, the raindrops, I've been seeing. And I think that, I don't know, but you have to be, this is an officer, but you need integrity. You have to have the county at heart. Then you said, because what if someone comes and says, I did this job at 120 million, you just check the numeration, not that scale, no, your bid is 1.5 million. Tell him so. If you don't want this, you can go to court and tax it. So I came in because I want to make a correction. And as Madam said, what about 100 days? I want to show you 100 days what I've done, sure. So
So you are going to make sure that you do taxation to the bills, because we have very huge bills in that docket, and we lost those cases.
In fact, I was told, and I have not gotten the file. You know, the moment it was, I'll tell you everything, because the moment I was told you have nominated as an accountant attorney, then I met my assistant. I said, I may be approved, or I may not be approved. That's not my job. It's the job of the honorable members. But gave me a brief about Raindrop's case. Says, it went to court, and the judge said we should pay all this money to the lawyer. That's okay. It was a magistrate who did that. Did you appeal? No. So you see, those are the things which, in fact, you cannot go there, sit, draw a salad, and not serve the county. Then you better go away. Surely.
But so they did not appeal.
I've not seen the file. They said they didn't appeal, but if I see the file and check, if there is room for appealing, I will. And, by the way, Mr. Chairman, if the appealing was done deliberately, you can make an application to explain that, give us room to appeal. It is called leave to appeal out of time. But have to move forward, because you cannot let this county have all this money being bled like that. It is not, at least not here at the county attorney's office. I want another.
We have a supplementary question.
Yes.
Ibrahim and
Luganje. Habari yako? Wewe kama mkaaji wa Kilifi na wakili mwenye takriban ya hali ya juu katika jimbo letu la Kilifi, uzoefu wa miaka 34, si ndio hivyo? Hii jimbo letu la county tumekuwa tukipoteza pesa nyingi sana kwa kulipa mawakili. Sasa wewe kama county Anton ukipata hili nafasi, zile pesa sisi tulikuwa county ilikuwa inalipa wale mawakili, ilikuwa ni usawa ama ilikuwa ni ukora? I said I had just said that I feel like if someone gives you a bill, you should check ile remuneration order. Ndio sawa. Nakuuliza, ile pesa ilikuwa inalipwa na mawakili, wakili wenzako, wakilipwa na county. Kwa sababu hata saa hii tuko na madeni mengi sana ya mawakili. Yalikuwa analipwa kwa njia ya uhaki ama ilikuwa ni njia ya ukora?
Sawa, mheshimiwa, hata tutakwambia hivi.
You respond through the chair.
Yeah, through the chair. Sorry, through the chair. Through the chair. So I tell you this.
No, you have experience even in court. When your fellow litigants,
absolutely,
you cannot respond to that. You respond to that.
Yeah, through the chair. Through the chair. Each file has to be availed to me. When I check, I will know whether the payment was proper or there was fraud. From outside here, when I've not even assumed that office, nikijibu nitakuwa nadanganya.
Kwa sababu utakuwa na wadanganya ni mawakili wenzako.
No, but me, let me tell you one thing through the chair. I am going there not to support lawyers. I'm going there to save. Because the way I am, you see, some lawyers might not even be from this area. You get it? I'm from Masangoni. So I'm looking at my count. I said I want to enter to this business so that at least I can make an impact. If a lawyer, there is room, even if a lawyer was to pay the 100,000, then he was paid $1 million, you have room to report that money and claim, please, you overcharged. So there's that law.
Sawa. Hii net worth yako ambayo umesema, hebu irudie nisikie. Net worth yako ni ngapi?
Nimeanza na 1 million. Nikasema I have a house.
In total zote wewe.
Because I have to add, because I have to add. That is 1 million plus 2 million plus 175,000. The house plus the car 1.5. So that is 4.175,000.
4 million. For 34 years umekuwa kwa wakili wewe, network yako iko na 4 million. Mimi nataka kuambia Bwana Luganje, kwa hii miaka yote, kwani hizi kesi zako zote umekuwa ukipoteza?
I have even told the chair.
Ulikuwa ulipwi?
wanalipa. I've told the chair that all my income has been educating my kids. So what I have now is this. But if I had one child, this network would have been so. I'm saying it honestly. In fact, look at the chair. I want to be honest. If you see my classes, which include the Chief Justice or if you see them and see the type of cars they're driving, you think that I'm their nursery boy. But they one child, I dedicated everything to my, and I'm happy that way. I'm not regretting at all. Yeah, I think I hope I've answered.
Answer.
Yes.
Seems that you have you are passionate about working in the county, right? And you knew that you were suffering in court cases and something was not right. And you could enjoy yourself in these cases as interested party, as a son of Kilifi. Did you even, by any chance, try to save the situation?
A good question. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. You can, like now, I said my duty is, if I'm appointed, I can enter into any case which touches the county as an interested party. It is called amicus curiae. I'm there to advise the judge that because the county has an interest. When you apply to the court that you want to enter into this case because you are a son of Kilifi, you'll be told where is actually the connection, not just you are allowed to bring your own case. But if there is a case going on, they want to see the nexus. How the application, for example, will fail. If the case is about you and the county and the cabinet, so are you in the county? Are you no? Were you listed in the county? No. Then they will say no. So you can apply, but you will not get it.
Mr. Counsel.
Yes.
You are answering on oath.
Yes.
A member of a public has a right, according to the Constitution of Kenya, and you are advocate of the High Court.
Yes.
And this is a matter of a public interest. It's not personal. This is a matter on a public interest. So, by any chance, did you try to save this county from this? This is my question.
It's a good question. You see, if I have to go, any member of the public can raise an issue in the court as an interested party, or as a claimant, as a plaintiff, or a petitioner. I have to get the petitioner, because I go there as the advocate for the petitioner. So people, like you hear Omokaya Matata is always in the court as an interested party. He does not go to the court, his name is used, then there's a lawyer doing it. So I would be very willing to do such a matter. As I told you, I normally do very pro bono cases. So I would be willing, but there must have been a petition.
But previously you didn't do any, take any effort. So the other question is, there are matters like cases by Chamber of Commerce about the land rights in the court of law. And these are matters that these are stakeholders in this county. These are matters that can be solved out of court. Are you going to advise the governor on the same, or you are going to put the county government on bills with advocate to fight a court case?
Yeah, that's a good case. That's a very good question. I said my primary duty is to give sound legal advice to the governor and to the county. I will not be there to support the interests of lawyers. In fact, I have a feeling, I want to say, I have a feeling that some of the minor cases my team can't handle. It's only a very difficult matter. I know this my team went to handle, then I give to another lawyer. But I'm not there to give cases to us so that they earn money. I'm here, I said I'm coming in to save the county. That's what I said.
So what will you take? Other cases that can be solved out of court?
Yeah. In fact, just one through the chair, I learned, after I was nominated, I learned something very interesting. I learned that the judge here, Justice Nyakundi, had gone to my predecessor would be, and had asked her to form an ADR. An ADR is the Alternative Dispute Resolution Center, whereby they chose, the judge appointed Mr. Marano to be the head of that. These small cases whereby somebody has stole someone's goat, hata akienda kotini anaambiwa probation. So this can be solved at that, and at that same time, the county earns a resource, because after paying off the guy who is doing the ideas, the other money goes to the county. But that was not done. So any matter which I can solve out of court, I'm not here to just push cases to court. If I can solve a matter, I'll solve a matter.
Mr. Rubanji.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for the time you have afforded us and the responses you have given to the committee members. I think by now the committee is aware of the type of nominee you are. We are excited that you have shared your history, even though we will have to reanalyze it, because it appears to be very interesting.
It's okay, it's okay.
You are telling the members that if you have more kids, then you cannot have anything because we'll be paying fees.
That was what happened to me.
And some of the members here are even anticipating to add more kids. And you are telling us that you, at your age, you have a last born who is in university. So I don't know whether if you get another kid, what will you do? Anyway, we want to give you an opportunity to give your final submissions.
Yes.
And as you do that, don't forget that we have a date with you on Friday by noon. You should have brought that certified copy.
I'll bring it. What I'll tell you, Mr. Chairman, is tomorrow is a public holiday.
That's why we have
on Friday morning, I'll hand it over to the clerk. It is hanging in my office.
Which office?
Here.
Oh, I thought it is in Kilifi.
Yeah, it is here.
Okay, please give your final submissions so that we can.
First, I'll say this. I am very grateful to have been here. And the questions that have been asked, they have prompted me to think outside the box. They were very good questions. I have learned more by being here. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. In fact, I say, whether I'm approved or not, I'm grateful that I've been here with you. You have been very patient with me. I've tried my best. I hope so. And as I repeat the story, that I am here just to serve the interest of the county first, not my own personal interest. And I'm repeating that I'm not going to enter there to say, hey, don't know. In fact, my catch is the pending business that come to Attorney's office might be quite a lot, and I don't mind to handle. So any case, unless it needs a very big consultant, we shall solve it, as Mishima said, solve it outside court and save the power and count some money. That's it. There was another issue which I was thinking about, though I had not raised it before, that given this county some magistrate who can handle small cases which are for Mazingira, that allowance also goes to the county, does not go to the government. I will try, and I said, and I'm promising Madam, that I want to be engaged after 100 days what I've done. The first thing I do is I'm going, if you approve me, I'll go to a new office. I need about a week or two to know what there is there. And then from there, I check what stuff I have and then move forward. That is all.
Thank you very much.
I'm very grateful.
There's a sergeant to escort you. As you go.
My original.
You will be given.
Oh, thank you.
As you go, you make sure that you pass our warm regards to your family, your friends and networks. I think you have gotten a good opportunity to interact with the county assembly by extension. You have a story to tell. You have a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you all honorable members. I'm really humbled because I sat here and I had a lot. In fact, if anything, I enjoyed the questioning. Come on, you can go and enjoy it. So I enjoyed it. Thank you all.
of this committee. Agnes Sidi,
Jumaidi Mheshimiwa Mkondo makosa wote.
Martha Cochran Sioki, Deputy Leader of Majority and the MC of Malakani.
Abdul Karim, Deputy Majority Whip, member of this committee.
Badia Ali Omar, Deputy Minority Whip, member of this committee.
Ibrahim Abdi Athman, Majority Leader and member of this committee.
Yes, the staffs led by the clerk, please introduce yourselves.
Michael Gala, the clerk to the assembly.
Silas Mulewa, Deputy Clerk to the Assembly.
William Katana Nyanja, Principal Clerk.
Kumbata George, Handsome Director.
Omar Tui, Chief Secretary.
William Rana, Principal Clerk.
Harrison Kizambo, Director of Research. Rashid Beto, Legal Counsel.
Asikulia Research and Library.
Rafael Rimba, Communication.
Irene Chekemoi, Communication Officer.
I need to get confirmation whether all the documents are available. Oh, okay. It's confirmed that all the documents required are available, including the certified copies. So I think we can now proceed. Mr. Kaingu.
Yes, I will check.
I believe we have now come with the documents. You can tell us briefly what happened, because we were expecting to have these documents yesterday. You were scheduled to be here by yesterday at around 3 p.m. with the documents, which were, it is the information which is circulated in 2 dailies. What happened?
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. First of all, I want to apologize for the hiccup.
Chair, with due respect, Chair, I have a point of order.
Yes.
Chair, I want to remind this committee that the Honorable Governor, His Excellency, did announce his nominees to every department on 3rd of October 2022. And on that fateful day is the day when the name Felki Kaingu Ndena was mentioned as the nominee for public service. I hope you heard that.
Yes.
That's the time you knew you have been nominated. Thank you. Again, Chair, a communication was done at the House on the 5th of October about the same. When further an advert was made on the dailies, as the chairs put it, and above all that, there was also a communication from the Assembly to the nominees to submit the relevant documents and the necessary requirements and testimonials to this very committee, an able committee formed by law. And if you allow me, Chair, I want to read the functions of this committee, which are anchored in the County Government Act, Section 8, so that even the nominee may understand where we derive these powers from. So we are here because of the laws that permit us to perform these duties. So we have to be taken seriously. Chair, if I may read from A, our duty is to vet and approve nominees for appointment to county public offices as may be provided for in this act or any other law. That is the County Government Act. Perform the roles set out under Article.
Which section?
That is Section 8.
Okay, proceed.
The rest are also other functions, but that was the key function I wanted us to know. Chair, the member from that advert was scheduled to appear here on 18th by 3 p.m. And the committee was very ready by that time to vet the same nominee. But to my surprise, and I believe the surprise, this committee, after having been furnished with the relevant information that should have been, and I'm going to believe the nominee is a principal. Am I right? Yes. So I expected the principal who leads the students and shape them to be the leaders of tomorrow, who are there with the guidelines and the rules, which...
Honorable Tom, the senior principal, that's what he indicated, he's not a but a senior principal.
Sorry, senior principal. Sorry, thank you for the correction. I'm very disturbed, Chair, and from where I sit, I feel that the nominee was in contact of this committee. And if you fellow members will view it along those lines, I feel we should not proceed with this meeting. Thank you, Chair.
For purpose of Mr. Chairman, for purpose of public interest, this the date for nominee that we are supposed to vet now was supposed to be yesterday, and members of the public were furnished with some information about the same. So for purpose of public interest, I think we'll be in order not to proceed to vet the same.
Is that the position member? Let me hear from each member. Honorable Fondo?
May I support
Honorable Kobe? Honorable Radin?
Yes.
Honorable Said?
Okay.
Honorable Sid?
Yes,
Honorable Sophie?
I'm in support.
Honorable
I think this was respect to this committee.
Honorable Ibrahim?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a majority leader of the County Assembly and a member of this committee, I don't want to differ with my member. So, as you have seen it, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, all the members they have agreed what the leader of the minority has raised. So I cooperate them and don't have any objection.
Great members, I think as you have portrayed it, it will be very difficult for me to proceed. You will give me an opportunity now to go back to do further consultations, because it will not be fair for me to push through. We will have to analyze, though you are trying to give us information as why and how, but looking at your profession and what they have shared, I think it will be fair for me to adjourn this sitting until further notice. In fact, communication will be made and will be informed when and how we can handle this matter. Thank you. So, Sergeant, please assist the nominee for the request. Yes, members, we have come to the end of the meeting, or the vetting exercise, just as a rule that I will have to consult further, but we are going to proceed to write a report of what has transpired for the 2 days. You will receive a communication of how and when, where we'll be doing that, but please make indication of what you have seen and what you have transpired in the evaluation form, please. Leo tumefika mwisho wa ile shughuli ya kupiga msasa wale ambao wamependekezwa kuwa mawaziri wa serikali gatuzi ya Kilifi, na tunashukuru shughuli imeenda vizuri, wameweza kuja na kujielezea vizuri, na pia tumempatia nafasi yule ambaye alikuwa amependekezwa kuwa county attorney, yani tumempatia nafasi tukamsikiza. Nashukuru kwamba wanakamati wameweza kuwapatia nafasi sawa. Ingawaje kuna mmoja katika wale ambao wamependekezwa waziri, hasa yule ambaye anahusika na masuala ya umma na majanga katika gatuzi ya Kilifi, hakuweza kufanyia huduma ya kupiga msasa kwa sababu wanakamati wameona kama kitendo alichofanya jana cha kukosa kuja na zile stakabadhi ambazo zinahitajika katika kamati ilikuwa ni ishara ya kuonyesha ukaidi. Basi wakasema hawataweza kuendelea naye, tuweze kuwa na mazungumzo zaidi ili kuona ni jinsi gani itakubalika, ndio watakuja wakae, kwa sababu kamati lazima ikae ndio kupatikane mwakilishi wa ile idara. Kwa hivyo tunatarajia gavana tuletee tena yule baada ya kuwa pengine amemkanya, ili awache kuchukulia hii kamati kwamba ni mahali ambao hakuna mamlaka ama hakuna kazi ya maana ambayo tunafanya. Kama ataleta mwingine hao pia ni yake. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko hapa tunangojea ujumbe rasmi kutoka kwa gavana kuhusiana yule mmoja ambaye hatuweza kumpiga msasa, lakini wanakamati wamesema kwamba amekaidi kamati. Kwa hivyo tunatarajia hata yeye kama pengine anaweza kuomba msamaha kamati na kuambia ni kwa nini kumekuweko na uteketevu wa nidhamu katika masuala haya ambayo ni muhimu zaidi na ni shughuli ya kikatiba. Hayo ndio masuala ambayo tuko nayo, lakini kwa wale wengine tunashukuru tumeweza kupiga msasa, na kilichobakia ni kamati sasa kuandika ripoti maalum ambayo itatumika kupeleka kwa bunge ili wajumbe wa bunge gatuzi la Kilifi waweze kutoa uamuzi kama ni yupi awe atateuliwa kuwa sasa waziri wa gatuzi ama ni yupi hafai kupatiwa nafasi ile ili gavana aweze kufanya uamuzi kamilifu.
Labda pengine wana Kilifi watarajia lini kamati itamaliza?
Sisi hii kamati itamaliza kazi zake kufikia kesho, kufikia wiki ijayo, na hapo wiki ijayo ndo tunatarajia kwamba itaweza kupelekwa kwa bunge ili wajumbe waweze kutoa uamuzi wa ni yupi atakuwa anaweza kuendelea gavana kumpatia kazi ya uwaziri wa serikali gatuzi yetu ya Kilifi. Kwa hivyo wiki ijayo bunge itakuwa imemalizana na hii shughuli, isipokuwa yule mmoja ambaye hajaweza kufanyiwa hii shughuli ama hii huduma ya kupigwa msasa ndio atakuwa bado, lakini wale wengine watakuwa tuko na utayari wa ripoti zao kama itakuwaje, na bunge pia itakuwa inaweza kuamua wiki ijayo, na uamuzi wao itakuwa ndio ule ambao tutapatia gavana.
Asante.
Sikatosha. Asante.